Welcome students to your e-learning classes. Today I would be taking up your poetry, The Ant and the Cricket. This is a poem which has been adapted from the Aesop's fables, so it contains an underlying moral, and this moral has a real significance in our life as well. We come across the character of an ant and a cricket, both of which character define two completely contrasting way of life. So, the two creatures are being used to tell us a story that is very common for all of us. I'm very sure that all of you would be able to understand the moral significance of the story. And as I will be proceeding with the poem, which is written in a very simple language, you would understand the way of life which is more preferable for us. Okay, so let us begin the story. The word meanings and the question answers I'll be providing in a later video, so you don't have to worry about that right now. For now, you enjoy your poem, The Ant and the Cricket, and open page number 21 in your textbook. I'm very sure you have all got this book, Honeydew. Okay, the main course text. The Ant and the Cricket. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. Gay means happy. So a silly young cricket. At the beginning of the poem itself, we come across the word which defines the cricket, that is a silly young cricket. The word silly denotes that the cricket does not have much intelligence to understand how to face life. He is innocent, he is simple, but he is also very foolish. He is accustomed to sing. Accustomed means habituated. He is habituated. It makes it a habit of singing. Okay, it's very usual for us to find the cricket singing all the time. Through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. Through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. So summer is a season which is a symbolism of happy times in our life which are easy for us to pass. Okay, so summer denotes the happy days in our life. It denotes the time of our life in which we are young, in which we are carefree, in which we do not have to worry about the hardships. So those times which are more vital to us for thinking about the hard period, he wastes those time by just singing songs. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So a silly young cricket who is always singing throughout the summer months, the time of the year when it is appropriate for us to work hard, to store food, to think about the time which is more difficult for us, the time in our life in which probably we won't be able to go out of our houses to earn for our living. Okay, so we have to think about the future, the hard future, and the present good period of our life should be utilized in order to make the future a better place for us, in order to face the future with a happy smile, because you are satisfied that you already have a lot of things stored out for the future. But the cricket was not so intelligent. Okay, the cricket was a silly cricket, and so he started complaining. When winter came, he started complaining that he doesn't have any food left in his home because he has wasted his summer months in just singing and lazing around. He has forgotten to store any food for the summer, for the winter. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. So obviously during winter we do not have any greenery around us. There is no availability of food. For the insects, it's very difficult to find food in that time. And so he couldn't find any kind of food in the snow-covered ground. We are talking about a story which is probably written for a foreign land. In our country, winter is not like that. Rather, we enjoy winter because this is the time of the year when we have so many festivals. The weather is very pleasant, and obviously, in our region, we are not accustomed to snow-covered ground during winter. Right. Anyways, as I told you, summer is a symbolism for the happy moments of our life, the times of our life which is easy for us to pass. Similarly, winter signifies the period of hardship, when it is difficult for us to work, when it is difficult for us to find work for ourselves, to get money, to get other things. Okay, it can be any period of our time. It is a symbolism for the hardships of our life. So, the cricket, let us come to the apparent meaning of the poem at first. Then we will go to the significant meaning or the deeper meaning. So, he couldn't find a crumb on the ground. That is, not even a crumb of bread, not even a little piece of food can be found anywhere on the ground. Throughout the ground it is snow covered. There is nothing that he can get for eating. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. He couldn't see any flower, he couldn't see any leaf. Okay, so he cannot find anything to eat. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? That is, how will I survive? I have to die because I do not have any food stored for the winter months. And now winter is come, I do not have any food, and outside everything is covered with snow. So there is no chance that I will get any food. So what will become of me? Too late, don't you think, to think about what will become of him. If he had thought the same thing when it was summer, when he was singing in the gay summer months, then probably he wouldn't be facing this situation. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, he was starving because he didn't have any food. He couldn't get anything to eat. He was going hungry. Okay. He didn't have any food to eat, so he was starving. And famine made bold. Famine is any situation when there is a scant, there is a dearth of food. Okay, when you don't find food, when you don't find anything to eat, then the situation which comes is called a famine. Now for the cricket, this is a famine-like situation because he doesn't have any food and nothing he could find outside on the ground. So he becomes bold. He makes up his mind that I have to overcome my fears and I have to venture outside and find food from wherever I can. So he is made bold by the famine situation in his life and starvation and the period of hunger that he is going through. All dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. The cricket is in a dismal situation. The cricket is not at all in a good position in life. He is feeling very hopeless. He is feeling very desolate. He does not have food. He is very hungry and he is wet because it is snowing outside, because everything outside is cold. He cannot get any food. So he is just dripping with wet. That is, the snow is falling on his body and it is dripping. He is dripping with wet means his whole body is moisture laden. It is because of the weather outside. And all trembling with cold. As it is snowing outside, it is very cold. Snow has gathered on his body as well. So he is wet and he is cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant. Now please underline the word miserly. Miserly and ant. Okay. So the ant is described with the adjective miserly. Miserly is mostly used in a negative connotation. Okay. But in this poem we will find out that being a miserly ant is much better than being a silly young grasshopper. Okay. So this is the end of today's session. I will be continuing with the poem in my next session. Thank you.